Now for me, I get an even better feeling in the ocean. The ocean is so full of life and peace and nature and excitement. That's my tank these days.
Yeah, you were telling me about your love of surfing the other day. You love it, huh?
I do, because it gives me that feeling, that freedom, and there's an energy. I'm late to the game, late to the party, late as you can be. Started in my 40s, tried a handful of times before that, made no sense. And then when I finally found it through Takuji Masuda, my teacher, my Japanese teacher, that's what I want to do till the day I die.
Wow.
Just go sit out there waiting for a wave. If you think about the storms 3,000 miles away raging in the ocean, sending that wave of energy through the water, when it finally releases, when it hits the shallows, it's a rush, it's a drug, it's a high, it's a natural high where you're next to whales and dolphins and pelicans and eels and anemones, and just looking back at the coast with a different point of view. No phone, no technology whatsoever, just water and a board.
And that water's charged too. It's like there's life in that water. That water's not just water. That water's like a giant living superorganism. Sustains life.
Ions and minerals.
Yeah, there's energy to it. Yeah, a lot of my jiu-jitsu friends love surfing because a lot of Brazilians surf.
I've seen them out there.
Yeah, and like a lot of them come from Rio, and a lot of surfers in Rio, and they come over to America, so they surf in America.
All over the world, you see them in the water.
Yeah, they love it, and it's a great exercise for jiu-jitsu too because it's so balance-based. There's so much going on. It's also a flow exercise. Jiu-jitsu is very much about like flowing.
Right. Scrambling.
Yeah, there's a lot.
You got to scramble with the wave.
Yeah.
You don't know what it's going to give you.
Right.
One wave jacks up more than another.
Yeah. Have you ever done one of those wave pools? Those crazy places that they develop? There's one out here in Waco.
Yeah.
That like develops waves, and apparently it's a great way to learn.
It's a good way to practice.
You get to ride a lot of different waves.
It's not an organism.
Right. But it's a way to get used to surfing itself.
If you want to train and really work on your technique and get better, rather than have this experience with nature, it's definitely the place to go. And also if you live in Texas.
Right.
So people that are competitive and in the leagues and want to go to the Olympics, it's the greatest invention ever because you can just work on turns, specific turns. I don't care about any of that. I just want to go paddle out into the unknown.
I get it.
Yeah. But I see the value. And they're popping up everywhere.
Yeah, they're everywhere, right? There was one that just got shot down in Palm Springs.
Shot down?
Yeah, unfortunately. There's concern that it's going to bring a bunch of fucking crazy hippies and their VW buses playing their loud rock and roll. I don't know why they shot it down. I mean, I think they might have shot it down also because of concern that it uses a lot of water.
Yeah.
But can't they just get that water from the ocean?
You would think. It's not that far from the Sea of Cortez.
There's plenty of water out there. They got to just get the salt out of the water.
They do.
That's the problem. The problem is not the lack of water. It's salt.
Well, there are lots of people working on that.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah.
That would fix California like that.
It's expensive right now.
Fuck yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why haven't you guys, nuclear powered desalination plants? You're welcome. Fix it. Fix it. California should look like a fucking jungle. It should be beautiful and green and lush. All that fucking sun. All that sun. If you're constantly spraying water over everything, it would be amazing.
We have some lush. We have some lush. Hoopa Valley, lush.
Okay. Northern California. Yeah. I went to Northern California a few years back with my family. We went to the rainforest to see
the redwoods.
All the redwoods. Oh. That's crazy.
That's lush.
Well, that's the thing about California, right? There's so many different ecosystems that are all combined. You have your desert, you have like the rainy as fuck in Northern California. There's so much, mountains are right there. The ocean's right there.
See the whole deal.
It's amazing.
It is.
Yeah, it's an amazing state.
I can't pull myself away.
I get it. If I was going to live somewhere, I'd live where you live, though.
I have
Malibu's
a spare lot. I do. I was saving it for my son, but
Is it right next door to you?
it is.
I'll be your neighbor.
Yeah.
I would live in Malibu. If I was going to live anywhere in California, I think Malibu's got a great vibe. There's also a thing about being next to the ocean that's very humbling. I think it's very good for people to be just confronted by inescapable beauty and power of nature. And that's what oceans do.
I need that. I need to be humbled daily.
It's good for everybody. The mountains do the same thing.
They do.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
You know what the root of that word is?
Which word? Humble?
Humble.
No.
To be close to the ground. To be low to the ground.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Feels right.
Yeah. Yeah. Humble, like, people look at that as like a negative. Like, that's so
Oof.
good. It's so positive. You should be humble, man. You're in space.